I hatched over 50 eggs with boosted shiny odds on my Shinies only profile during Charged Embers hatch day. These 2-kilometer eggs feature Elekid and Magby, each with 1 in 10 shiny odds and 50-50 chances of coming up in the eggs. I had some of the craziest luck all day, but in the very first batch, I got my first shiny on the 3rd egg. But that wasn't even close to the rarest thing that happened, since out of the 9 eggs that I hatched in this batch, all 9 ended up being elekid. With the hatch rates being 50-50, there is a less than 1 in 500 chance, or less than 0.2% chance for this to have happened. The important thing though is that we got ourselves our first shiny from our first batch. The pace should be about 1 shiny per batch, so hopefully we can keep that up. The IVs on the shiny were also awesome, 15, 14, 12. Our second batch of 9 eggs was ready, where we finally got ourselves our first magby on the event. As for the shinies I had coming into this event, I had 1 shiny elekid with very poor IVs, so any IVs I got from this event were going to be better with the base 10-10-10 IVs, but I did not have a single magby shiny or any shiny in the magby family, so this was going to be a very important one for me to hopefully get during the event. Unfortunately though, our luck slipped away from us during the second batch of eggs. We ended up not getting ourselves a single shiny out of those 9. Starting on the 3rd batch of eggs, going into this event, I was hoping to try and hatch 100 total eggs. Unfortunately, I was not able to play for a little over an hour in the beginning of the event, so I wasn't able to do that, but 50 definitely was going to be enough for us to have good chances at shinies. Speaking of shinies, on egg number 23, we got ourselves our second shiny. It's another elekid, but we will definitely take it as we want as many shinies as we can possibly get from this event. I'm also trying to squeeze as many shinies in before my end of year recap, which is going to be coming out soon, so hopefully we can get as many as possible. Shiny elekid number 2 ended up still having good IVs, but not quite as good as the first. Going into batch number 4, 27 eggs down and 27 eggs to go. We're starting up, we got ourselves first an elekid and then a magby. If we weren't able to get a shiny magby during this set of eggs, that is when we were going to start to be worried if we were going to be able to get one during the event at all. The eggs kept coming, but unfortunately it kept being way more elekids than magbys. Again, we get another electric type Pokemon, not the fire type we need, and the last one was a 3rd shiny, again an elekid. The IVs have gotten progressively worse as this one is now down to a 2-star. 2/3 of the eggs down and 2 sets to go. I was starting to get worried as the elekids kept coming in. At this point, there was only about 15 minutes left in the event, but I knew I was going to be able to hatch these and at least get to enough Pokestops to get more eggs, and then after the 5 o'clock timer, I would be able to still hatch them. After lots of prayers to the shiny gods, we got shiny number 4, but of course it had to be yet another elekid. I'm always happy to see a shiny, but this little yellow guy was starting to get on my nerves. The IVs were again very low, a 2-star, and going into the last batch of eggs, we were still without our shiny magby. At this point, it was past 5 o'clock, so there was no way for me to get any more spawns. It purely came down to these last 9 eggs. Hatch after hatch, I was seeing more and more red, but I was not seeing the shiny sparkles that were coming with the elekids earlier. It all came down to the last 2 eggs, numbers 53 and 54, first one non-shiny elekid and same with the second. However, one of them was actually a hundo, so we ended with a hundo along with our 4 shinies. Of course, on the shinies only profile, hundos need to be transferred as well, so it is going to be going over to Pokemon Home. Here are the elekid stats in Pokemon Home. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.